At dawn, the water looks calm, but in one of the world's most dangerous waterways, calm can be the most deceptive thing of all. Because when U.S. Marines begin rehearsing how to come ashore, every capital in the region starts reading between the waves. This is not just another exercise. It is a message written in steel, rotor wash, and the thunder of engines crossing open water.
Go!
And that message is aimed at anyone watching the Strait of Hormuz and wondering what happens if deterrence fails. For Iran, this kind of movement is impossible to ignore, because amphibious drills are never only about training. They are about signaling readiness, exposing vulnerabilities, and proving that distance from shore no longer means safety. Tonight, we break down the ships, the landing craft, the beach drills, and the warning hidden inside every rehearsal. Because if this really is a warning, it may be one of the loudest warnings the region has heard in years. The Strait of Hormuz is not just a narrow stretch of water.
Maritime choke
it is
point,
one of the pressure
where global
points of
trade
the
routes
global
narrow
economy.
dramatically between coastlines.
Tankers, escorts, surveillance aircraft, and warships all crowd into a corridor where one mistake can trigger a crisis. That is why the area has become a stage for signaling, intimidation, and carefully calculated military presence. And in that environment, amphibious forces are different from ordinary naval patrols. They carry the image of arrival.
Good. Next batch, go!
They've
Not
reached
just the ability
checkpoint ahead
to
of
watch,
schedule.
not just the ability to strike,
Understood.
but the ability
Alert the
to
ground
put
team.
boots,
Tell them to
vehicles,
prepare
and
for
logistics
immediate
ashore.
engagement.
That changes the psychology of deterrence, because now the question is not whether the force is nearby.
Move up!
The
keep
question
moving.
becomes whether that force can transition from sea to
Watch the left
land
flank.
fast enough to seize the initiative.
Go! Get to the dunes!
And that is exactly what amphibious rehearsals are designed to prove. Everything begins with the big deck amphibious assault ship, a vessel built to carry Marines, aircraft, command teams, and momentum. From a distance, it resembles a small aircraft carrier. Up close, it is a floating launch point for a crisis response. Helicopters can lift troops inland.
Convoy,
Tilt
hold
rotors can
position
leap
at the
over the
access
beach
road.
entirely.
Alpha
Landing
group,
craft can push
dismount
heavy
and secure
equipment
the
straight
perimeter.
ashore. That flexibility is what makes amphibious groups so unsettling. They force defenders to worry about multiple axes at once. Is the threat coming from the waterline, from the air, from a raid inland beyond the coastal defenses? The entire purpose is to create uncertainty, and uncertainty is a weapon all by itself. Behind the flagship come the support ships, carrying more vehicles, supplies, Marines, and the machinery needed to sustain a landing, because landing is only the first act. Surviving, expanding, and holding ground is what turns a drill into a serious signal. Then come the machines that make the whole idea terrifying at close range. Hovercraft, armored vehicles, and waves of motion. The LCAC is built for speed and shock, skimming over the surface before climbing directly onto the beach.
Keep it coming, nice
It doesn't
and slow.
wait for a perfect harbor. It doesn't
Bring
need a
it, bring it
pier.
right here, follow me.
It turns open coastline into an entry point. Heavy cargo,
Move that
vehicles,
vehicle to
ammunition,
staging area
fuel,
3.
engineering
Go
gear.
now.
The
Copy
things an
that,
army
move it
needs
up.
can arrive fast and ugly. And once that first wave lands, the beach is no longer just terrain. It becomes a logistics artery. Alongside them are amphibious combat vehicles, designed to keep Marines moving from ship to shore and beyond. This matters because mobility after landing can be even more important than the landing itself. A force that stalls on the shoreline becomes a target. A force that punches through creates a dilemma. And amphibious drills rehearse that transition over and over. Sea, surf, sand, road,
Authorization
objective.
confirmed. Launch sequence initiated.
Every second saved between those phases is another second stolen from the defender's decision cycle. That is why speed is not just convenience. In amphibious warfare, speed is survivability. And survivability in a region filled with missiles, drones, and coastal threats means everything. So imagine the sequence. Before sunrise, ships hold position over the horizon, invisible to most eyes on shore. On deck, crews move in near silence. Fuel lines, radios, helmets, manifests, checklists. Nothing is random now. In the well deck, engines roar to life. The hovercraft tremble, hungry for release. Above them, aircraft crews prepare for the other half of the assault equation, vertical envelopment. The beach is never just a beach. It is a puzzle of gradients, dunes, obstacles, and kill zones. That is why rehearsals matter. A bad beach choice can sink timing, scatter units, and invite disaster. Then the launch order comes, ramps lower, engines scream,
Sir,
water
Air Track
churns,
3 is
and
accelerating.
the sea
ETA
starts
3
throwing
minutes to
metal
the
toward
exclusion
land.
zone.
At the same
Ramp
time,
down, move
aircraft
out.
lift off to scout, cover, confuse, or race
Cover the
Marines
right flank.
toward inland
Watch the
objectives.
obstacles. Push forward.
What the defender
out.
sees is
Establish
not
the
one
perimeter
threat,
now.
it is several
Get to
problems
cover.
unfolding at
Left
once.
flank. Eyes up.
Watch that dune, Sector 2!
And that is the point. Amphibious power works best when it overloads the enemy's attention. First wave ashore.
Stay on the marker!
Vehicles spread, infantry dismount.
Clear left
Security
side.
forms instantly around the landing lane. There is no pause for spectacle. The beach is a workspace, and every second exposed
It's
is a
expanding
risk.
faster than they predicted.
And if you are
We
watching
believe the
from the
shipments are
other
coming
side
through
of the
here,
Gulf,
around
this is where
Southwest
unease
Pass.
turns into
Our modeling
calculation.
suggests they divert north at this exact point.
Because no one stages a beach assault rehearsal in a strategic region without knowing exactly how it will be interpreted. Amphibious drills say, we can appear offshore, move fast, and create options where you thought geography protected you. They also say, fixed defenses can be bypassed, ports can be avoided, and assumptions can be broken. For Iran, that matters deeply because coastal defense is as much about perception as weaponry.